Hi, we don't know each other, but I am a young adult in his 20s trying to help other young adults to try to live a meaningful and purposeful life. What I want to talk about today is the concept of having less versus having more. In today's world, it is often seen that always having more of something, of an object, a car, having more cars, having more money, having more of anything, it's considered being rich. That's what society wants us to believe and to perceive that wealth as. However, I think that the true fulfillment we can have, it comes from within, and it comes from having less. My mentality is that having less actually means having more. Let me explain that. If you have less money in a job, you can have more time and freedom to work on the projects you love and on the side hustles that you want to do. It doesn't mean that you take less responsibility because you will transfer those responsibilities into another aspect of your life instead of putting them all in into your job. For example, if you are willing to take a lower paying job with less responsibilities, uh, where you are less important in the social hierarchy of the company, well, you can use that extra time and freedom that you have within that job to work on something else in your life outside of your job environment. And that's pretty meaningful. Having less relationships also means more because you will prioritize the quality of the relationships instead of the quantity of relationships, and they will be more meaningful to you. Having a few good friends is always better than having a lot of acquaintances or friends that you just know by name. With fewer friends, you can actually take the time to form deep connections with each other and not just graze the surface and talk about the casual stuff, the small talk, or just talk about the relevant topics that are trending. Because most people now, they're just friends because of the product that they're relatable to. So if two friends like a particular video game, they are actually friends with the product and they just talk with each other about the product and they're not actually friends to each other, and they don't like talk about their personal problems to each other or connect with each other on a personal level. And that's many people have friendships and relationships that are just like that, and they're they're not that meaningful to them. Having less materialism is also important for us as human beings and for our mind because, well, if you have less of material or less products around your house, there will be less physical clutter and mental clutter, and that's helps our mental health. When you have one particular product instead of five different versions of the same product, for example, you have only one T-shirt of a particular style instead of five colors of the same style, you actually value the product that you have, and you also practice how to be grateful for what you have. and appreciate what you have instead of just buying compulsively with little to no attachment to the products that you buy. Having less also means that you have less to worry about. And we are already so stressed nowadays with all the expectations that we need to have. First, that's what the society says. And from our parents, from our environment, from what everyone says around us, we have so many really unrealistic expectations as young adults now that we need to learn to actually deal how to deal with less instead of how to deal with more, because dealing with more only creates more stress and anxiety. And another problem that we have with our generation is that we have too many distractions now. There's a new game that comes out every day. There's a new social media that gets created every 5 years, and it just consumes our brain and our ability to think. So having less distractions means that we can actually take that time to focus on the meaningful things of life, on the things that are truly meaningful to us. And these things, they're timeless. I mean, they're the same things since the cavemen. So what are they? Health, exercise, eating good, sleeping well, doing some hobbies that don't actually involve a screen, going outside, talking with friends, having relationships, just the basic human needs that do not require a screen. Because I believe that if our cavemen had screens and iPads, our species would not have survived and looked like this how we are today. I think we might have actually been somehow extinct. That's how bad this epidemic is. Having less distractions also avoids you all the gossip and the drama that you can see online now. It's totally useless. Having less in a consumption driven society also means that you can be more present in the moment. That's a skill that not many people have nowadays. And the people that see that you have this skill, they will actually like you because they see that you are able to control yourself and really connect with the person and not with whatever product there is instead of the person itself. You will also appreciate the little things in life. You will appreciate what you have and care for what you have instead of always just buying and buying and buying a new replacement, a new product each time it comes out. Even though you don't need it, you just buy it because it's new. So there's also this fear of missing out effect. So yeah, this is what it means when people say that having less actually means having more. If you want to implement these life-changing actions into your real life, you can buy my coaching program down below, where I will guide you and get you to live the life you always wanted. That meaningful, purposeful, and fulfilled life. See ya, man. Have a good one.